I don't got pants on, but I do have a jersey, and you know what that means. Winners wear jerseys. Welcome back to the Three Amigos podcast. We have the awe-inspiring Justin, the amazing Chris, and a beautiful, beautiful baby boy. I don't know if I can say his name. That is up to Christopher. The man
Charlie.
behind the machine is Charlie. Beautiful baby boy Charlie. The man behind the machine, Mick Jam. And we're back. I know that all two of you have noticed that we've taken a couple weeks off, but it's been a rough couple of weeks. The boys are back on it. We rehoned our skills. We rehoned ourselves. We played with ourselves, and now we're getting played again. So I cannot wait to be back with you boys. It's always great to see your faces and to talk sports and everything. How have you guys been?
Feels like it's been a while, but I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Justin?
Oh, dude, living the dream, man. Just laughing. Alex sometimes, man, is the funniest guy ever. He's like the secrecy, privacy thing. Can't say his name, but maybe I can. And Chris is like, what the fuck?
Well, what I love about Alex is, you never know what's going to come out of his mouth. He always says, "Hey, I got this, guys," and then it's like, "Okay, hold on tight." But you know what? I actually enjoyed this week's intro. He didn't say anything that would get us canceled, so that's always a good thing.
A shocker. It's a shocker. Shocker. Well, I know
one today, so you better be prepared for a good show, boys.
Oh, a good one. A great one. An amazing one, some would say. You know what's amazing? You know what's kind of awe-inspiring? A shitty Diamondbacks team coming back and making it to the World Series. Good for them.
Amazing run.
Like, honestly, like this reminds me of what Seattle should have done last year. Like how it built up, like how Seattle was built up. This almost feels like what they should have done last year.
Too much hype in the beginning. The Diamondbacks had no hope. They barely made it in.
Yeah, no.
The problem is they had a really good start to the season and then a really dry end, and they were fighting for that spot with a lot of other teams. And then they beat some really good teams to get here. So I'm more than impressed.
They swept the Dodgers. And then crazy. You could argue that the Phillies were the best team in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And they took them out. It took them 7 games, but it doesn't matter. People counted them out after the first 2.
Yeah, they did. I was talking to some boys, and it was 2-0, right? And I was like, boys, listen, the D-backs are going to go home. They're going to win 2 of the 3 at home. They're going to go to Philly, steal a game. And I thought they were going to lose in 7. Did not think that they were going to win.
No. They won. Where were they when they won? In Philly?
Yeah.
I think that's so dope, though. It's just kind of cool that both those whoever played last year, the Astros and the freaking Phillies are both out, and they both played in the World Series last year. So you got to get some good teams. Give it to Rangers too. I mean, they played a hell of a series too to come back and beat Houston. Who I mean, walk away with it too. But with Arizona,
it's gonna be a good series.
Oh, it's been great. It's fun. I haven't watched any of it, but it's cool to keep up with.
I couldn't tell you one player on either team.
I know one guy on the Diamondbacks because they talk about him being like this stud rookie.
I can tell you one guy because he played on the Pirates, Sterling Marte. I think that's it.
Oh, there you go. There's somebody.
Yeah, I know. And then, I couldn't tell you a single player on either team, though.
Yeah, see, with baseball, I followed the Tigers throughout the season, but I don't really watch a lot of games. And then I only actually watch the playoffs and the World Series. And even then, I'm not very good about catching every single playoff game. But the World Series, I'll watch. I'll watch every game. So I'm excited. I think we should see a lot of scoring because the Texas Rangers seem to have quite the batting lineup. And the Diamondbacks shown they can do it too. So
yeah, it's gonna be cool. Both South teams, so they don't have to go anywhere piss ass cold to play some baseball.
You know what's crazy? The Phoenix now has had the Super Bowl, the finals, and now the World Series within 5 years of each other?
Yeah, 5 years.
I don't know when the last Super Bowl was. I know they just recently had one. I don't know if that was last year.
It was this past one.
So within the last 3 years, because the Suns made it 3 years ago?
2021.
Yeah, that's crazy. Look at Phoenix Sports. Look at them.
Let's go.
Well, I mean, they just hosted the Super Bowl. It's not like the Cardinals made it.
I understand they're not great. Sorry, Jake, but they're trying their hardest.
But here's the thing. Now, the Philadelphia Flyers, just need to make the Stanley Cup Finals and lose, and then you have the Philly trifecta of the Eagles losing and the Phillies losing, and yeah,
Flyers losing, and the 76ers, but the 76ers are trash.
Well, they won't ever get close enough to that. That's true. That's why I said trifecta, just 3. 76ers stand no chance, especially with this James Harden.
Didn't they lose the Eastern Conference Finals though to Boston with a 3-2 lead? I think there's just that, so it's already been a trifecta.
Was it the Eastern? I thought they got knocked out the round before. You could be right though.
I'm gonna double check that real quick.
Because Boston played. Wait a minute. Last year or the year before? The year before. No, Boston played the Heat. I think, but 2 years in a row. I think 2 years in a row they played the Heat.
So the Eastern Conference semifinals they lost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Semifinals. Because I was like, wait, I think the Heat made it, and then whatever.
They played Boston to go to the thing. That was right. Okay.
All right, boys. We are
crazy.
Yeah, we are a prediction podcast. That's what we do. So, boys, who do you have and how many games?
Ooh.
Diamondbacks in 7.
Ooh. I'll say Diamondbacks in 6.
I feel like we're all biased. I feel like we just want.
Yeah.
I do want to see the Diamondbacks win it. I think that'd be cool.
All about Arizona. I don't know where we're all from. Well, besides you, Chris, you're just stuck there. You chose Arizona.
Yeah. I'm gonna take D-backs in 7 too.
McJam. Oh, I thought. See, I was about to predict that McJam was gonna take a clean sweep with the D-backs.
We'll drop 1, but D-backs in 5.
You want you want to do it D-backs in 5 because I think that they're the away team, so that means they're home because it's 2-3.
I think they are.
Yeah, that's 2-3-2 in baseball. What a weird I always think that's super weird. I like it kind of, but I don't.
Makes sense for it depends on certain things, not for the World Series, right? Because both teams, it should be 2v2 or 2-2, 1-1. So
is it?
I don't know, because it's different when you were the lead and you're the number 1 seed. You know what I mean? This one, I don't know how they do that.
Is it 2-2, 1-1, or is it 2-3-2? Because I know that during the playoffs it's 2-3-2. It is 2-3-2. What a weird. I kind of like it, but what a weird. Didn't basketball move to that too?
No,
they still
basketball is still 2-2, 1-1.
2-3-2 kind of just feels nice for the home team. Because
hockey's also 2-2, 1-1. That just makes more sense to me. I don't like the 2-3-2.
I think that I don't know why they did the 2-3-2. It feels weird because that kind of sucks for the team that got the number 1 seed. Because if they steal a game away, they're home for 3 games. It's easy to win at home. It's not easy, but it's easier. And you could steal a game in the first 2 and then just clean sweep at home. That's what McJam's hoping.
I agree.
Clean sweep at home and stealing a game in where the hell is the Texans?
Technically, they're technically Dallas area.
Dallas, Fort Worth. Are they in Fort Worth?
Starting in Texas.
I think they are Fort Worth, but they're obviously the Texas.
Yeah, so they're going Texas 2, Arizona 3.
2-3-2.
2-3-2.
And it'll end in Texas.
Okay, so we got Jay in 6, me in 7, Chris in 7, McJam in 5. All D-backs. Let's go, baby. They're the only team I can name a player from, so that also helps.
Good.
That also helps. Well, I know it's been a crazy last couple weeks in the NFL. And we haven't heard a very crisp and sexy Cowboys corner from Christopher. Are you in an area where you can do it, or
baby
as he holds the baby's head?
Or
do you...
This baby is fine. He's good. He's great. He can handle Justin coming to town, just like I hope he does come to town for real, because I need to witness him in person for the next boy corner.
It gets so loud it cuts out. It's the best.
Cuts out.
Everybody's just chilling, no care in the world. Oh my gosh. Well, these ones have been so uneventful, and I think this is another one of those uneventful weeks. So in the past 2 weeks recap from your avid boys fan here, the three of me bros. It's been relatively up and then boring because we didn't play last week. So we didn't get a chance to kick anybody's ass or lose like we know we're good at. But we got a good dub against a Chargers team who's decently good. Like, I think they played a good game. I thought it was a really good game. But the most exciting part of that game to me was just seeing our offense kind of start to click. Like, we started getting some good play, some scoring down the field. Some of the things were a little hope, but that was all like in the last half. But I can't remember. I think this happened to the Steelers too, where you guys had a really, really hot end to a game before going into your bye week, had your bye week and came out. And I think you guys got a dub last week, right? So, hey, I'm hoping that's the kind of same mentality the Cowboys have going into this week. Super duper excited. But man, it's been so pathetic to watch that offense, and everybody's been, on our case. All the sports analysts, Stephen A. Smith specifically, and all those motherfuckers just want to like eat ass about the Cowboys not having a good offense. Well, you know what? Fuck you. Give it some time. It's his first full year actually running the plays, doing the calls, and it's going to take some time. And patience is a virtue, and we saw a little glimpse of hope. I'm holding on to that hope. Our defense is looking a little shaky right now with some of our injuries that we had this year, which is kind of boo-boo. But what are you going to do? We still have Austin Eckler to pretty like nothing. But Justin Herbert just has a really good arm. And honestly, dude, it was super sick. Our defense did come in clutch when we needed it with that last little series for the Chargers, getting them sacked on one by Michael Parsons and then getting that interception. I think Stephon Gilmore got that one. What up, Al?
Was it nice to see that Kellen Moore hasn't changed where he can't get it done in the fourth quarter still?
Oh, no, it's always great. You know what? The whole time, like, I was never worried to me that we would lose at the end. I got Kellen Moore, baby. They'll probably run some dumbass play they got to worry about. They'll probably put Austin Eckler at center and hike the ball to injured Williams, and he's going to throw a deep ball to Justin Herbert. You never know. But yes, always sweet beating Kellen Moore. I like that one. I know. Well, Chris wanted us to talk about trade people during this too. What's up? Yeah,
That was just where I was going. I want to know. Okay, the trade deadline's this Tuesday.
Jerry Jeudy, baby.
So, what do you want, if anything, the Cowboys to go out and get?
I think if anything, we maybe need to go get out and get a couple people for like our secondary if we really still think this is going to be a Super Bowl run. Not for like just more like assistance. Like, I don't think we need anybody like talented or like a star, but I think we definitely need maybe someone who's a little above average for a cornerback. Probably is where we need the most help. Just in case, because we get another injury, dude, we're kind of fucked in our DB squad. Or a really like a power back. Like, I think that's what we're missing this year in our offense. You can see it kind of sometimes like struggling. Tony Pollard's like great, but this year has been proven to me he's not an every down back.
Did they expect Deuce? I think what's his last name?
Deuce Vaughn.
Deuce Vaughn. Did they expect him to play power back position or like how? Because what was their thought process behind obviously getting rid of Zeke? That contract was crazy, but like, what was the thought process behind like leaving that and then not getting a power back for it?
Maybe not the style of play because that's not what Mike McCarthy's all about. He's a really like a West Coast offense, and so he throws a lot more, which is interesting because they had Eddie Lacy, who was the fattest motherfucker I ever seen on the football field playing running back besides Jerome Bettis. So
they did.
It's interesting, but I think we still need that back for like
didn't deserve that.
Honestly, I love how Jerome Bettis gets the nickname the Bus, and then you nickname Eddie Lacy the fattest motherfucker I've ever seen.
Literally had clauses for being so fat. I don't think Jerome Bettis did. Like, that dude just ate unhealthy Eddie Lacy, dude, pissed away a whole career just because he wanted to eat McDonald's one too many times or too many cheeseburgers. Like, bro, lay off of it. Like
I
it's
actually just watched this. So funny you brought him up. I just watched an Eddie Lacy highlight video the other day, and I forgot in his prime just how much of a bulldozer he was.
Yeah, he was a baller, bro.
I'm saying, can you imagine that man? We're not talking about fucking Eddie Lacy,
I
Eddie Lacy type person in the Dallas Cowboys backfield. I know I saw someone post like we'd be going after like Derrick Henry, and I think that's just so much capital, so much money, like to invest in someone like where you're still you don't need him, but like I would always say like a Jamal Williams would be dope, or like a back in the day, what the fuck's his name? Oh shit. He used to play D'Angelo Williams.
D'Angelo
Williams,
Williams, yeah, he was
Like,
always fun to watch.
Some of those like just good down, third down back, someone who's just gonna beat it. Because sometimes, dude, to wear out like in order that West Coast offense to work, you gotta wear out a team. And best way to wear them out is punch them in the fucking nose, right? Right down the center. Just run the ball for you too many times, then you're gonna hit them for some big plays. And I think that's what's could help us in our offensive scheme. Like I think the spark that got us was that Tony Pollard DAC where he ran out of a sack and kind of lobbed it to him on the side. He was able to make that and extend that play pretty long. Like that was the spark we needed, but we need more of that consistently. You know what I mean? Mitch, can you hear my cat?
No.
Oh, good. She's screaming, bro, screaming. But that's all I got for you. I don't have anybody, dude. I mean, we just need some help on our secondary. Really, you guys already knew that. We're kind of low, and then just that back, I think that'd be huge for the Cowboys. But I'm really stoked looking to the rest of the season, just seeing like God some win. I don't want to look like the Lions or the Steelers. Steelers are getting wins, but I hate watching them play, man. They're horrible to watch. And speaking of
we don't need your disrespect.
I just can clock out and Alex can go ahead and clock in. You know, he brought out a kid. Damn, he looks scared AF, bro.
I don't think he actually needs to clock in. I think he can just like get, within a foot of the time clock and we'll just say he's clocked in because apparently that's how it works in Steelers games. You just have to get close and we'll just give it to you. Right, Alex?
What you don't understand as a Lions fan is people actually want to watch us. You might want to be watched right now. And I get that. I get that. You guys are a lot of fun right now. But for years, we've wanted, people want to watch us. People want to put us on prime time. People want to see the Steelers win. Okay. No one wants to see the dumb Rams win a game. So you may think, oh no, the Steelers, what's going on? This foot thing. There were a lot of jobs I have a pickle to pick with the refs. Not because
you should be blowing the refs. What are you talking about?
Hold on. I have a pickle to pick with them because not only did my wife is trying to plug in the computer for me. She's the best lady I've ever met. But behind the desk, underneath the desk, she's giving support. But
she's underneath the desk giving support.
Yeah, what kind of support? Hey, you three things at once.
What's up, Rosie? You just gotta unplug it for a second.
Wow.
It's for a minute, but whatever.
This is the best.
Where like I want
mode.
like the please excuse us,
Okay, so what I will say is you don't understand what it's like to be people want to watch you, okay? Refs want you to win. The reason refs want you to win is that you keep getting worse and worse draft fucking picks, okay? I have a bone to pick with the Steelers. Why do we keep winning? We are not good. We do not need to keep winning. Our draft stock just keeps going shit. Okay? We are not a good team right now. We do not need to be winning. We do not need to be doing this. Kenny Pickett is okay. The defense, this is the thing though. If we can get to the Super Bowl, we might win because our defense is so good. What's up?
Well,
what the fuck is with that loser ass mentality, bitch? Like, who are you to sit here and say, let's lose for capital? That's the that's the worst idea. That's what they're trying to stop and doing. And I think that's so baby. You should be excited that you're winning games. Who cares?
Listen,
so 8-8. At least the dude wants to fucking be there and win. That's like saying the Lions chose to go 0-16. Chris, did you choose to go 0-16?
Hell no.
Hell no. I hate that. You are the problem with some people, and I have to say this during your thing because that's so
No,
crappy.
listen,
I
listen,
think
listen,
that
listen,
that's so
listen, listen.
icky.
I'm not trying to go 0-16 like a dumbass team over
Oh,
there.
the
What
rule
I'm trying to do, hold
You
on.
can't anyway. It's 17 game season, bitch.
Yeah, motherfucker. What I'm trying to do is not have my team.
Still, I don't agree with this. He's not talking, so I'm giving.
Listen. Okay, hold on. Let me talk about this. Let me talk about this real quick. Sure,
I tried. I gave
the 1 yard may have been given to us. Okay, I understand that. The 1 yard may have been given to us. You know what was not given to us though?
What was
win
that?
over a team that the Lions barely scored a touchdown on.
Is this your way of trying to transition to the Lions then?
This is the way. This is us. We didn't really talk about did we talk about the Ravens and the Steelers?
Was that your last game before? I thought no. I think we did talk about the Ravens and the Steelers because you came on this pod and you're like, I don't know how, but
We keep winning.
What was on your screen, Chris? What the? Fuck?
I don't know what the fuck was on your screen, Christopher.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, your little like
Like
thumbs
a
up
white
emoji came in, and
My
that was
what?
hella weird. You got like a thumbs up emoji on your screen. Sorry, I've had the most chaotic steel meal that I've ever had.
On my
on
Zoom
your
screen?
Yeah, on your Zoom, it just like gave me a thumbs up. And I was like, all right, cool.
That's weird. My computer is feet in front of me. I didn't touch anything.
Hey, listen, I'm not saying that you did or you didn't. What I am saying is that the Steelers keep winning, and if we can keep winning all the way to the Super Bowl, sounds good to me. Thank you, Rosie. You're the best. And if we can't keep winning all the way to the Super Bowl, please stop getting mediocre draft picks. That is my thing. I just can't
lose.
What?
You have a bet to lose. Would you rather lose and then make the playoffs? Like that's the point of it. Like I get what you're saying, but like, dude, give them an opportunity. Like they may not do much in the playoffs, but if they make it to playoffs, aren't you going to be happy?
No. You know how many times we've made the playoffs? You know how many times we've made the playoffs to lose? Hold on.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Give me a chance to do. You know how many times we've literally made
just it out of here. He doesn't need to be here for this grown man conversation.
Yeah. You know how many times, thank you, Rosie, we've made it to the playoffs, okay, to only lose in the first round.
Welcome to being a Cowboys fan.
Well, we're a little better than the Cowboys, but
no, you're not.
In the playoffs, we are, but
you're not.
More Super Bowls. But what I will say is, I am ready for another Super Bowl. Okay. And with the team that we have now, our defense is ready. And maybe we can pull off a Trent Dilford Ravens Super Bowl, but our defense isn't that good, you know? Like that Ravens defense was fucking dirty. And I just keep, like you said, we keep getting these wins. We keep winning somehow. We find a way, and maybe that'll follow us all the way to the playoffs. And maybe I have a little bit of like, I'm a little bit negative right now towards my team. That's because I just don't think we deserve these wins. And, you know, it's hard to watch it. What, Christopher?
Hey, Chris, what's up, buddy?
I just think that you should change the Steelers should change their name to the Pittsburgh TJ Watts, because that's literally just your team. It's just him.
Pittsburgh TJ Watts.
Don't even say it's your defense. It's literally just TJ Watt.
Yeah, it's literally insane. He is literally insane. Literally insane. I don't understand how he's been so good and has been able to do the things. He is quiet. Everyone has been talking about all the other people. He has so quietly had one of the greatest like 5-6 game starts to a season ever. It is insane. But I'm happy with that. And you know, I'm happy that we were winning. I'm happy that the boys might actually do something. and I'm surprised by how bad our division is. So I think that's where I'm having a hard time too. Is because I thought our division was gonna be so much better than it is, and then the Browns didn't pan out, which I knew. The Ravens didn't pan out, which I did not expect because I'm not a biggest fan of Lamar, but he's good. He's good, right? And then what?
Browns are winning. They've won 2 tough games.
Yeah, they won 2 tough games without a fucking molester in the backfield. No wonder why they've won 2 tough games. And then you've got the Bengals, who I don't know who they are. They don't even know who they are. So it's like a really weird division. And I don't know how to feel about being number 2, a half game back from the Ravens because we had a bye. And so I know you guys are like trying to like be like, oh my God, you guys stop. You're 4-2. Yeah, we're fucking 4-2 somehow. Okay. Don't understand it.
Well,
So-
Chris, I've heard someone cry so much about a team that's winning.
4-2.
That's winning. That's winning. That like Tomlin's once again gonna pull off somehow not having a losing record, despite this probably being his worst team ever.
This would be one of
with
his
the
worst teams he's ever
Steelers.
had. This would be one of the,
Like, so going into this game, I don't know what his current stat would be after that game, but going into this game, by the way, can you hear Charlie?
No.
he's cute.
It's just nonstop making noise. So through the first 5 games for the Steelers, Pickett had a total QBR of 33.5, ranking
Let's fucking go.
32nd this season, down from 53.6 a season ago. And his completion percentage is also down to 59% from 63%. Is he your guy?
He keeps winning games. What the fuck else are we supposed to do? Like, okay, the
winning games. He's our guy.
The
Wow.
thing is, well, hold on. Before we get into this, that I will say, if Kenny Pickett could play like fourth quarter Kenny Pickett, then he is our guy. But like, he's really good in the fourth quarter. He is really good when it's under pressure. But for some reason, I don't understand. But him and Matt Canada, or his fucking offense can't get it together. Having Deontay Johnson back helped a lot. Is helping Pickens a lot. Not having Freiermuth hurts a little bit. Najee's actually running the ball. You'd be happy, Christopher. Najee's looking like a running back, but Warren's better. So it's like we're playing him. They're playing good teams. Like I don't know. I'm doubtfully optimistic, I guess.
I went from one of the most chaotic steel mills to one of the most.
Sounds like a Cowboys corner because Cowboys fans all they do is fucking complain about how good their team is.
Hey, I
and
never
do
complained,
anything.
bro.
Hey, you know what?
To team, and I still can't believe it. And you know what? There's a real person here that has a reason to cry. And I think he's just about to speak.
I think he's about to pop.
I'm definitely about to pop, but just touching on what you just said about Cowboys fans, because I feel like I am the biggest Cowboy hater of this group, and a big part of it is some of their annoying ass fans. Justin, unfortunately, because this podcast I think would be a lot better if he was. He's not one of those fans. He's actually a pretty reasonable Cowboys fan. A guy like Skip Bayless is the reason you hate the Cowboys.
Yeah, I hate Skip Bayless. Any questions before I clock out and get home?
No, I was ready for you to clock out about 5 minutes ago.
I know you were, you fucking dumb face.
No, I'm good.
Hey, well, I think it's time for us to get some food after long days of work at the Kneecap Diner. Burnt Lion, what is it called?
It's we're closed because we ran out of food. Opening back up soon. Diner.
A lot of things.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously we missed a week, so we're touching on the week prior, but this past week was so brutal. I'm not even excited to talk about the Lions Bucks game anymore. Like, woohoo, we destroyed them down in Tampa. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't, the way I feel right now. We saw some good things out of JMO and that big 1 second, boys.
Always talking about Jameson Williams. Always wanting him to be
talking about?
good. Yeah.
He's pulling the Alex in this part of his segment too. Can't even.
Yeah, he's giving the kid away. He's gonna get two patches.
Yeah, he said, "Come get my kid. Get this grown man talk out of here."
I'm putting the kid in the swing.
Oh,
And he's instantly happy. He likes to move. But so yeah, Jameson Williams had that really amazing bomb touchdown pass in that game. Our guys, yeah, Justin.
how deep? How does it hurt? How deep is it? And how much does your throat hurt from sucking on him?
And Jameson Williams, fucking.
Oh,
cock.
don't worry.
There's a
We're
whole segment.
you're gonna get what you guys want in the next segment of the Lions. And so yeah, great game out of Goff. Looked amazing in that Bucks game. Our defense looked amazing. That's all I really want to talk about. I'm over it. Cool. Moving on. This past week,
I got 5.
Hey,
5.
no, that's where I draw a line. You don't dare talk shit about my boy MCDC. That was a great speech. He is just he's so entertaining. Him and Mike McDaniels, like obviously I'm biased with him, but him and Mike McDaniels are my 2 favorite coaches right now, just from the entertainment factor. But no, going into this Ravens game, I was back and forth all week on how I felt. Sometimes I felt really confident, other times like, man, this feels like a game they're going to lose. So I was prepared for the loss, but I was not prepared for how it played out, because it was more than a loss. It was an ass beating. It was an embarrassment. It was were we prepared at all for this game? Because it did not look like it. We looked bad in all phases of the game, except for, our punter and special teams had some great kicks. Cool. Awesome. Defense, like, it felt like every time we got to Lamar and we was like, oh, we're going to take him down. Not only did we not take him down, he would throw it, and the guy he threw it to was always at least 5 yards open. Like, there was always one dude on every passing play that felt like they were wide open. So what are we doing? I want you guys humping these guys' legs. Like, I don't want you out in space playing this zone. No, it wasn't working. Like, stop. But we have some injuries in our secondary. I'll get to what I want the Lions to do before the deadline, because part of it involves the secondary. So fine, we get beat in the passing game. I can accept that with the current state of our secondary, but where was our offense? Our offense was not there. Goff did not look like the Goff of the Tampa Bay game. No one looked like they were in the Tampa Bay game. Jameson Williams was a huge disappointment. Dude got 6 targets. I'm not saying every single one should have been it, but there was one bad one where it was a bomb that Goff put on the money. So on the money, the ball bounces off his helmet. That's how on the money this deep ball was. And so it's like, dude, you have the speed. You gotta find the hands. If you can get both, you're dangerous. So super disappointed. And to be honest, I don't know how much of a relationship and chemistry that him and Goff actually have, like, in that locker room. I don't know what. I don't think it's much. So that's a little disappointing. There's nothing good to say about that game except that it was eventually over. And the positives that I had coming out of it was a game like that exposes you, shows you what you need to fix. It's early enough in the year where it's like, all right, let's get it together. I mean, how many teams have gone on to win the Super Bowl after a really bad loss earlier in the year that they learned from and they built from? And so I'm okay with that. The trade deadline's here. I want them to make some moves. I want some help in the secondary. The Steelers just released Desmond King, who's from Detroit. I would love for them to sign him.
I don't understand that.
I don't either. I guess the Steelers just must know they don't want him. I don't know.
They must.
Why not keep him for the year?
Well, they must feel like Patrick Surtain is coming to them. Like I like unless he did horrible, but their secondary is fucking ass right now. And so yeah, I don't get the drop. I don't get that either.
But I hope they sign him. I hope they trade for a guy like Brian Burns on the Panthers. Dude's 25 years old, already a beast. Him and Hutchinson, forget about it. Like, that's a deadly
And
duo
Branch
right
back there.
And
Burns?
Branch,
I,
yeah, I think he's only 25.
wow.
That's a young defense.
There's
Defense
also
is-
Daniel Hunter for the Vikings, but he's older and he's about to be up for a contract and he's going to want that money. No. Go after Brian Burns. And I also wouldn't hate it if they got another weapon on receiver because Marvin Jones Jr. just walked away from the team for some family matter. I don't know if someone's sick or there's a death. So T's and P's for him, but he's away from the team. Jamison Williams isn't progressing as fast as I want him to be. So I feel like we need another receiver in that room.
Reynolds is kind of going crazy this year, though.
Reynolds and Goff does have some unreal connection. So between St. Brown, Reynolds, and Laporta, I'm pretty happy. I'd like to see more out of JMO, but I wouldn't mind another receiver coming in.
Gibbs did
Questions?
pretty good.
So at this
Gibbs
point,
did
you're
okay.
just of JMO.
What's that?
You're not going all the way deep. You're just looking at the tip of JMO.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
I do have a question.
One more thing before you ask my question. The thing that drove me absolutely crazy in this game was how many times on first down in a row, mind you, too, that we tried running it up the gut with Gibbs. And the Ravens have an amazing run defense, and they stuffed it every single. It was like, if I watch one more first down run up the middle, I'm going to lose my mind. Gibbs is not an up the middle guy. He's an outside handoff. He's an outside pitch. He's a slot receiver. He's that kind of a gadget guy. And what do you know? When he got his touchdown, what was it? An outside pitch. Stop trying to run him up the fucking middle.
That's what you have Montgomery for. Now he's hurt, but that's what you have him for.
Exactly. Questions?
I had this optimism when my Cowboys got whooped by the Cardinals and then lost to the 49ers because you're really optimistic about this.
Well, I'm optimistic about it because the rest of our division is trash.
Pretty trash.
Like the Vikings just got a pretty good win against the 49ers, but that just felt like one of those any given Sunday games. Brock Purdy played horrible. Once
He's in
again,
concussion protocol.
Yeah, Moody seems like he's got a bit of the yips after missing that game-winning field goal. Yeah. So I'm not. Yes, it was a good win for them, but I'm not like that concerned about them just yet. I still think they're the biggest threat in the division, but we'll see. So I still think the Lions own that division.
I swear you put money on him at one point. I think he said when he was drafting him, right? Like,
He's the best kicker of all time.
He didn't miss any.
I didn't say he's. Well, first of all, I didn't say he's going to be the best kicker of all time. I said he's going to be a beast, and he still will. This is his rookie year.
Yeah, the yips are contagious, and the yips can't.
The yips are contagious, but he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Hey, that's not what we heard week 3. But
That's
I guess
not what Purdy thought when they lost the game.
Did you lose trust in your defense after this last game?
I lost trust in our secondary. Our defensive line looked good. The secondary just does not look good at all. And I know we were hurt, but we need some extra help there for sure.
I mean, that play that they keep showing over and over again. What was that, like 7-8 seconds that he had the ball and he was holding it for?
Yeah,
Lamar, that's insane. Like no.
Well, no. Don't get me wrong. That was the worst game our defensive line has played this year, but they were still getting to him.
Yeah,
it was the secondary that was really letting us down.
Damn. Well, that's the only question I had was could you beat the Steelers if the Steelers beat the Ravens? It's just
that's a divisional game.
It's just
totally different.
It's just
if we played today, the Lions would stomp a mud hole in Kenny Pickett. Aiden Hutchinson would personally. No, I'm not even going to say it and get canceled on here, but just know that Aiden Hutchinson would wreck Kenny Pickett's day.
Who would have a better? I want to know this. Who would have a better game if the Steelers and the Lions played, Hutchinson or TJ?
Hutchinson strictly because of offensive lines.
Yeah, our offensive line's pretty fucking trash.
Ours?
Ours.
Oh, okay. Yeah, ours is like number 1 in the league.
Yours is like right up there with the Eagles.
Well, I can't wait to see what they look like against the Cowboys too here in the next coming weeks. It's
Yes,
coming.
Oh, I'm
sir.
excited for that game.
Yeah.
That's the other only game I'm like, yeah, I could see us losing that game. The
I have a
rest of them,
question.
it's like they should win and better win. Besides for the division, what's up?
I have a question for Justin, actually.
What's up?
I know it's not your corner right now, but you've already lost to one member's team on this podcast. Would you be able to live with yourself if you lose to another person's team? I know that the game's 50, whatever. It's not here yet. And I know you're not going to be like, well, we're not going to talk about Lawson. But there is a possibility any given Sunday that you could lose to the Lions.
The only team I care about losing to is you, Alex. I don't care if McJam beats me. McJam was not rubbing it in my face. McJam accepted it, got over, and built a bridge. Chris would do the same thing.
I would not.
In my head, and you, I'd kill. So Chris, however, he knows not to, and we can watch the game hopefully together, maybe.
That would be
But,
awesome.
I would have one question for you. Well, I don't have a question, it's more of a statement, something to give you your lack. Lamar probably looked the best he's looked all season against the Lions. He cooked you guys.
So good. So good.
So
So accurate. So
that's the Lamar that
elusive.
I love.
Like, yeah, no, that was Lamar's best game by far.
Where is this Lamar all year? It's like the first, and hopefully, I guess not for my division because I fucking hate my division, but hopefully for Lamar and the Ravens, this is something that's gonna actually carry on.
Do you know who the Ravens remind me of?
Who?
The Bills.
When
When they're good, they are
they're
so good. But when they're bad, they lose to teams they have no business losing to.
Yeah.
Anything from the Cards? I know McJam, you're over there. Still rough with the one win.
Kyler Murray was a full participant today in practice. So he's coming back soon. For sure.
You want to talk about someone can't even lose? It at least should be the Cardinals.
Yeah, I actually watched the game and we started off decent and then just couldn't do anything towards the end of the game. It was probably closer than it should have been. The Seahawks, their defense, very shitty as well. But yeah, bad game, not much to say.
Witherspoon knocked the fuck out of some dude. I watched that hit. It was insane. It was good.
Yeah, he's a hard hitter.
Yeah, but I'll say a little something. The Cardinals, dude, and it's like their MO to lose in the fourth quarter. Like they
It really is.
all the way till the end, and they just can't close it out. So I was super shocked, but I was, I live in Seattle, so it was cool watching them win. And see, but I feel bad for your Cards.
Maybe that's what Kyler, because I know that when they play Kyler again, he's going to do everything he can to not be the number one draft pick to get Caleb Williams. Like that's what's happening. If the Cardinals,
to be honest, I don't know if that's going to be the number one pick anymore.
No,
why?
Because
he has not been looking good, and other
I don't know.
quarterbacks have been looking.
I understand,
like
but I don't know.
picks too.
I understand that. I don't know what fucking people you've been watching. Every fucking person I've watched is like still Caleb Williams dick riding. And I'm like, sure, he looks good, but it's like, I don't know.
But never trust it because everybody says something different. And it always is different.
It's a lot of people saying Caleb Williams number one, though. Like a lot of people.
He probably will be, but it's not like a sure thing anymore.
You just talk a little bit about college football real quick before we get to the rest of it, because dude, I disagree. I hope he's not number one. With asking for equity, he sounds like an entitled little bitch.
That was dumb.
Like, bro,
is that true?
It was all over everywhere. How could it not be?
Yeah,
AI, bro. AI.
He's threatening to stay in
that's a bitch
college.
That's a bitch move. Like, that's what makes me mad. It's a bitch move, because if you're the best and you're the best, then go out there and try and be the best. It doesn't matter to get drafted to. There's a lot of teams that got drafted shitty people by shitty teams, and they made their teams good. Like, it's a part of the process. Like, get drafted, motherfucker. You're number one pick.
Yeah, if you're the number one pick, you can't expect to be going to a good team ever. It never happens.
Also, why, if he's the best, why do you still lose to okay teams? Like, you're not beating teams. Yeah, I mean, they're good, but like with their backup quarterback in, their defense is really good, but it's still their backup quarterback. That fucking defense for USC sucks so much.
Who'd they lose to the week before?
Oregon. Like,
and there's a
just,
good chance they haven't played Oregon yet.
who they
They're
lose
going
to?
to lose to Oregon.
Who did they?
Who they lose to right before? You're correct. Did they lose to Washington?
Yeah.
Was
Think
that
so.
game? No, Notre
I know
Dame.
They lost
almost
to Notre
lost
Dame.
to
Notre
they
Dame.
almost
Thank you.
ASU, then lost to Notre Dame.
Yeah, and they almost
Lost
lost
to
to fucking
USF.
ASU, a third string team. Sorry, McJam.
Yeah.
But like they're in a rebuild right now. They are not a like, hey, we're gonna try to do something right now. They are fully in a rebuild. McJam was telling me their fucking third string quarterback got hurt, so their fourth string quarterback was playing. What the fuck is
Just
that
for one
about?
snap. But yeah.
It doesn't matter. Your fourth string, it shouldn't be like, oh, for one snap, my fourth string quarterback came in.
Yeah. Well, and it's crazy because you only got you have 6 total undefeated teams besides the Air Force Academy.
Air Force.
As a top team right now.
I don't even know if are they still top 25?
No, they're 24. Well, yes,
Oh,
yes,
they're like right there. Yeah, they're right there. They're like I don't know what's going on with that team. Lincoln Riley's not looking so good.
No, he's overrated. He's had so many Heisman quarterbacks and never even sniffed the college playoff.
Never. He's been so far from the asshole he can't even sniff it.
Against Penn State.
That was a good win. I was expecting that though. Like Penn State doesn't look that good. If you've watched their games, they don't look good. They're young quarterback.
Their defense is good. That's it.
Yeah, it's just their young quarterback. Like they don't have like a really great quarterback right now, so it's pretty hard.
I don't think McCord's that good either. McCord's a little.
McCord's not good either.
Trash, dude. It's probably one of the worst quarterbacks that Ohio State has had in a while.
Probably.
Yeah, he's not great. But you know who sucks? And I think we all can agree on who sucks. The fucking refs for the NFL.
Yeah, they do. They've been really bad. They've been really bad calls this year. A lot. This is every year, though. This is every year.
Okay, can I ask why the fuck does a multi-billion-dollar business not have full-time 16 full squads at the ready referees? Like, why do we not have that as full-time so that you can constantly be coached or like reffing games? Like your job is to ref a bunch of games so you still get a lot of reps so that you're not missing dumb calls. And why the fuck do we have this command center and wherever the fuck it is without when these horrible calls get called, but we can't overturn them? What is going on? Like
and
what the fuck?
Why is there no accountability? Why can the media not ask the refs, hey, why are you so fucking stupid? Like, how did you miss, or how'd you make this horrible call or miss this horrible call? Like,
I mean, I get it.
There's no accountability. The ref or the NFL protects them at all costs. Like, even just like the NFL didn't come out and say, oh, by the way, the refs ruined the Colts-Browns game. No, they told Jim Irsay, yep, we missed those 2 calls were wrong. And Jim Irsay came out and said, the
those
NFL admitted. Why isn't the NFL owning up to the fact that their refs are ruining games?
Yeah. Well, I think like you just said it, like they should be held accountable to the sense like you have to answer for those questions. Like it may not be as a brutal of a crowd and stuff like that, or make it smaller, find ways to protect them. But like if you're making some shit calls and like Alex just said of the command center, well, you should be able to challenge challenges. Like you should be able to challenge penalties. Like either that wasn't or that should have been. Because there's multiple times and multiple situations where there are penalties like in crucial games and crucial moments that like, dude, those should have been called. Like, there's no question, no and if or buts. Like, why is these missed? Like the game with the Rams, technically that was reviewed, right?
Yeah, I think it was reviewed.
How was that still a piss poor call? How was that still a call? Like, what's going on? Where's the accountability? We talked about this last year about them just being full-time, being paid like full-time, being respected like full-time, because at the end of the day, like it's a hard job. It's a lot to do. And they make so much motherfucking money. You can't tell me you can't pay someone. Dude, would you be a referee full-time for $100,000 a year?
Easy.
And bonuses, I'm betting depending on your calls, right? Like, hey, if you get there's X amount of this or X amount of this, you would make this much more bonus. You would make a $20,000 bonus if you stayed under like 80% of 80% of calls. You made those calls or something silly like that. You know what I mean?
Or I'm also another different type of motivator. I say, make them full-time refs, 100 grand a year. You're doing games all year round, but during the NFL season, every call that you get wrong, that's $1,000 off your yearly salary.
I'm dead. Well, you gotta give them more. Then we pay 200,000. It kind of worked that way because that could be a lot. That could be really like a disadvantage. But I get what you're saying. Maybe they give.
If it's just $1,000 for every time you miss or make the wrong call, if you're losing a significant amount of money from that, then that means you shouldn't be the ref. Because you're making too many bad calls.
So let's say this: if refs, through a benefit standpoint, because this is how they're going to receive full time, probably a full time gym membership, so that they pay for it, maybe a trainer of some sort, so they can stay in shape. Because you want someone who's in shape to run down the field with those boys. You don't want to pop a hammy running down,
True.
I want to give you like a good little motivator, a good little salary. Well, obviously you have to travel, so they'll pay for all your travels and all your expenses, which they probably do already, but they would continue to do that to go to games and go to places, right? Maybe like an allowance for food and stuff like that, rather than having to pay out of pocket. But just doing these things to actually make it like affordable, but you could do it. And like you said, well, maybe we can give them 150,000 a year max. Sorry, that fat fuck's trying to eat something. Give them 150,000 a year, and then hey, if you miss these minute calls, you get this type of negative consequences. So they'll take. You gotta offer, right? So there's something you gotta do. Like maybe if they miss as amount of calls, they get stepped down to like an NCAA. Maybe there just needs to be like a whole ref type of thing. You know what I mean? Where they're employed as full-time refs, but it's affiliated through the NFL. Like the NFL supports it, just like the NBA supports the WNBA or something like that.
You know who I hate more than the Cowboys?
Sorry. Who?
The refs and the Eagles now. The Eagles have gotten away for so long now with blatant penalties left and right that don't get called. And I'm sick of it. Lane Johnson is probably the most overrated lineman ever. Not saying he's not a beast, not saying that he shouldn't be a Hall of Famer, but he's overrated simply for the fact that he false starts almost every play. He's holding constant. Like if the refs actually called it, he wouldn't be looked at as a very reliable guy because of those unless he could fix that, I like the Eagles just drive me crazy with how much they get away with. I'm not even a hater on the tush push. I like the tush push. If anyone who's got a problem with it, figure out a way to stop it. But these penalties have to be called.
I have one problem with the tush push. Stop fucking thinking that Jason Kelsey's second ham is offsides. It's like, why do you keep calling offsides when it's clearly not offsides? You guys know what I'm talking about?
No.
They keep calling the guard offsides because Jason Kelsey's in a 4-point stance. So he has his left hand down and his right hand on the ball. And they keep saying that the linesman keeps saying that his left hand is like the guard's left hand. But then if you look at the thing, it's like the guard is literally like on his hip. Like he's not like offsides. And so it's like, if anything, every single defensive lineman is in the neutral zone. And so it's just I
didn't notice
just
that.
look at it. Just look at it. Like after this podcast, go look at it. It's like defensive linemen are in the neutral zone. Figure out how to stop it, or just don't fucking let them get within 6 inches of the fucking first down line.
Yeah, that's always like how they do.
It's literally like they get 6 inches from it. It's like, how do you let them get a yard?
It's gotten to the point where they're pretty comfortable not even trying to get into the end zone. They're just going to fight to get as close as possible to then go and do that.
Mm-hmm. And so that's my only thing is like, yes, I think it's fine. I like it. It's fine. Whatever. Learn to fucking. Could they do it against Vita Veda? No. It's like they didn't do it very well against the Bucks. Well, because you got a big motherfucker in the middle. So it's like, doesn't always work.
Okay. So let's just say, all right, let me see if I can share my screen because I was just show you, Chris, because I think I can just show you.
Yeah, but it has been it's been just like, it's like, dude, what are we doing? Like, why do we keep calling?
Is it this hand you're talking about?
Yeah, so that is Jason Kelsey's hand. And so they're saying that that's the guard's hand and he's offsides.
Hmm.
And so that's what's like getting me is it's like, no, he's not offsides. It's just that's his second hand down. So like that hand next to him is the guard's hand. He's like technically very onside. And so it's like, come on, refs, fucking get the calls right.
Yeah.
Annoying.
It's embarrassing. But and even like some of these roughly the passer penalties are extreme. They're missing these PIs left and right. These players are holding on jerseys. Like, okay, first off, it's football. Right, you're gonna get hit. You're gonna get if the quarterback is throwing it away at the last second and you're getting hit because of that. How the fuck is that a roughing the passer? He's trying to make a play. He's trying to make a sack. He's not gonna stop. Like it's like killer instincts. The fact that they think they're gonna stop and like rethink something just because of this, like one thing. Like, dude, his goal is to go out there and get the quarterback. If the quarterback is throwing it within like 2 seconds, or not even 2 seconds, let's say like a half a second before getting hit. How the fuck is that a roughing the passer?
It's not like he like full on tackled him either. It was a push.
And trying to like the whole like, oh, you got to roll off of him. Do you know how hard it is for a 320-pound motherfucker to like roll after he tackles somebody?
Right.
Like your body weight off of the quarterback so you don't kill him. Like I think that's a fine rule because the quarterbacks, but it's like, at what point are we just gonna like let them play football and not fucking protect quarterback?
It's all about protect quarterback, and then they're being like little drama queens about it. Like Patrick Mahomes gets away with so many calls too, and that
the Chiefs get away with so many calls. The fucking Chiefs, like you saw week 1, Chris, they just get away with so many damn calls.
Jawan Taylor.
Yeah, they just get away with so many calls that it's like, dude, like why do we keep letting referees let the Chiefs just get away with things? It's kind of annoying.
Chris, I think you just put us on the subject of teams. And, it's been 2 weeks since we've been on here. I think this has been just a great way to segment into like how we can just do like maybe division updates, just getting in a little bit of like a thoughts and the squads. And if we want to talk about a team, great. If we don't, well, fuck them because we don't like them. But let's do it with Alex's team because I love when Alex gets all heated. And this is the best way to start it because it's going to get everybody excited because we're going to talk about the AFC North. And we know how much he loves the Browns.
Fuck the Browns. They have a molester.
Well, not anymore. And somehow the Steelers are competitive in this division. Tell me how.
We're 2-0 in our division with games, so that's pretty fucking sick. And I still think that it's hard to say that the Steelers aren't the best team in the division. Like it's hard. Like if you look at it, it's like hard to say the Steelers aren't the best team in the division.
I think the Ravens are the best team, but the Steelers are a surprising, really, really, really close second. Like it's so weird that the Bengals are like playing the way they are.
And then the Browns are the Browns. The Browns are like the fucking
Browns are all defense too.
Browns are in their defense got fucking lit up too.
Help you with this, by the way. The Steelers are not the best team in the division. The Ravens definitely are the best team in the division.
For sure.
Somehow you guys are just finding ways to win.
Good we beat them. It's like so. It's like yeah, sure, they're the Ravens, but it's like when you beat them, how can you count that as the best team in the division? I'm not saying that. Like I don't think that we are the best team in the division. I think that
so Monday night. This past Monday night, 49ers Vikings. Who won?
Okay. The Vikings.
Who's the better team?
The 49ers.
Dun, 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 dun,
exactly.
What I'm saying though is but that is equating like, oh dude, would you like a really bottom tier team or a top tier team? It's like no, the Ravens and the Steelers are in the similar tier.
Okay, so let's talk about the Lions and the Chiefs. The Lions beat them week 1. Who's the better team?
I think the Lions are a better team.
Oh, I appreciate that, bud, but that is bullshit.
Listen. If the Lions can play the way the Lions are playing, they're the better team. Like they could literally meet the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Don't look like themselves this year, but
no, they
it's
don't.
hard to not say that they're.
It's hard not to say the Chiefs because whatever. But like I said before, they just get away with everything. I don't think they're as good as they actually are. The refs just let them do whatever the fuck they want. And so it's like, oh, of course. Well, when we can hold our fucking linemen every single play, it's going to be easy to not let Patrick Mahomes get hit. But I understand what you guys are saying, and I'm saying that I don't think that the Steelers are the best team in the division. I think the Ravens probably are. The Browns aren't. We're better than the Bengals. We're better than the Browns. So it's like we're the second team in the division. So how are we arguably a better team in the division?
It's hard to be the best team in the division when you're being robbed at gunpoint by your quarterback.
Yes.
And that's the Browns situation. They're literally getting robbed for $230 million by a guy who has no intention of playing football anymore.
None. His ribs hurt.
No, it's also his shoulder.
Shoulder now.
So I love that he gets that shot where his head hit the field, and I get it. You got to go get checked out in the tent.
Fine.
He gets cleared. He gets told he doesn't have a concussion, and chooses to sit out the rest of the game. Mind you, while he played, he threw for 5 yards, had an interception. Should have been 2 interceptions. He got lucky that one wasn't. So he's just not good, and he doesn't want to play, but he's guaranteed $230 million. That is insane. And they claim that there's a micro tear in his rotator cuff shoulder. That's cool. Do you know how many guys who are building roads and buildings all across America that have micro tears or injuries, but they're working 12 hours a day, continuing to do labor for not even for literally a fraction of what Deshaun is making? This dude is a pussy.
He's a fucking pussy who can't start an NFL game. I think he's afraid. He's just not the same. We all talked about, I never said he was going to be that good, but everyone's like, oh, he's going to be good when he comes back. No, he's fucking not. He's set out for 2 years and he can't fucking play a game of football ever again. He's a little bitch.
Well, on a brighter side of them, I think their defense is terrific. That defense.
Myles Garrett's a beast.
Their defense is crazy. But
Walker, dude, I like him just because he's cool. He's fun to watch. An XFL guy going to the pros and winning the last 2 games. I think that's really good on him.
And I think they should get someone else though.
Oh, for sure. I think at this point, you just cut your ties with Deshaun.
At a certain point, I think why?
It's all guaranteed.
I understand. He's not going to play. Get him out of your locker room. You're gonna pay him anyways. And if he's gonna be like this for 3 years, is that something that you want in your locker room? I understand, but he's got. So he's eating up cap room, obviously already. Okay.
But if they cut him, he's still going to be eating up a ton of dead cap space. So to me, it's what's the point? You might as well keep him and force him to write it out. Force him to show time after time that he will look for any and every reason to sit his ass on the bench and not play. Because if he retires, he doesn't get that money. He has to be a quote unquote active player. So let's just watch him clown around for the next few years and force him to try and earn every penny of that contract, which he doesn't deserve.
Nope. I think we spent long enough on the AFC North. They're fucking
for real
trash. What about the AFC East? Patriots, Jets, Dolphins, Bills.
I can't believe
very fun division.
I cannot believe the Patriots beat the Bills. That was shocking.
Yeah.
Josh Allen.
Bills are so inconsistent.
He is the Brett Favre of our era. He is the guy
who
is so close to making the Super Bowl and may win one, but probably not a lot.
I would be so mad as a Bills fan right now. The past few years, you've been considered to be Super Bowl contenders, and this year seems like the furthest away you've been in that time span.
This might be a good year for them, though. This might be what they needed. They might need this, oh, you're not going to be good. So then next year, you have no expectations. You can just go play football.
Yeah,
true.
This might be what they needed. Josh Allen needs to clean up his mistakes, but this might be what they needed. And fucking the Dolphins are the best team in the division. They're so damn good.
Really good.
The Dolphins are super, super great. But if Aaron Rodgers makes it back to the Jets, that
seems crazy.
That dude is looking nice. He's out there throwing footballs with Achilles 8 weeks.
No crutch.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's impressive. I don't think he'll be back this year. I'll be so shocked if he makes it back this year. But if he
Because
does, I think I still got to ride with the Dolphins as
I
long
mean,
as
me
everyone's
too.
healthy.
Dolphins
Me
did
too.
look good, but they just struggled against the that Eagles team, which was kind of surprising. I thought they'd hold up more of a fight, and the Eagles kind of
Okay. Did you see Mike McDaniel going off on Twitter the last few days? I've never seen a head coach call out the NFL refs the way he went off on the refs. I'm
That makes sense.
talking tweet after tweet after tweet exposing how bad they were for that game, and like to the point where I was like, oh, this dude is gonna get fined.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense. Like it
Good
does
for him.
make sense. He's probably not trying to like. He's like, we lost, whatever, fuck it. But we should have lost to lose, not fucking have the refs decide if we win or lose.
That's actually pretty much exactly how it went. He's like, look, we had so many opportunities to win this game, but this is some bullshit right here.
Yeah, like, hey, we lost. That's fine. We'll take it. We'll own that. But listen, this shouldn't be a contributing factor to why we lose. Like, we shouldn't have a good play and then get called back because of some dumb call.
yeah.
Exactly.
Well, the one other thing I have to that is I found out this weekend that Haley Steinfeld and Josh Allen are together, and broke my heart a little bit.
Who is that?
The person who sings in Pitch Perfect.
No,
And number 2.
Bumblebee. She plays in Bumblebee.
Okay, I don't know.
In the Disney.
She has an airplane song.
She's an airplane song. No,
What's it called?
Which one is the one that has the Green Bay Packers in it?
What are you talking about?
Which Pitch Perfect has the Green Bay Packers in it?
Number 2, the one that Haley Steinfeld's in.
Okay, then I have seen that one.
She's the one that ends up with the curly-haired kid, Remy, and she's like the newcomer. She's a legacy. Her mom's crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her mom's like the crazy
like,
one.
yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yep, there you go. Perfect.
I'll look her up later.
AFC South, a surprisingly shitty division.
Not surprising.
Texans, Jaguars, Colts, and Titans. I'm surprised by how good the Texans are and how shitty the Jaguars are.
Jaguars aren't shitty.
Jaguars aren't shitty. They're very inconsistent.
Which is another term of shitty. Like, what the fuck? If you cannot win a game because you don't know what team's going to show up, that's a shitty team.
I understand.
Like, if you can't, like I think that the Steelers are kind of a shitty team because I don't know what team's going to fucking show up. Like, it's just like, as a fan, it's like, what team am I going to get today? So as a Jaguars fan, it's like, how do I, like, Trevor Lawrence is this guy and Calvin Ridley is this guy, but then they can't, like, make it happen.
Ridley had a very bad game.
What teams have you been watching the Steelers? Because the Steelers are so up and down too. You keep talking to them like they're not that your eyes than a shitty team at times. Because like even in your glory days,
I just said my team's a shitty team.
No, he did say that.
Years.
I said my team's a shitty team. Like, I don't know what team's going to show up. Huh?
Oh, he's saying this is a long-term thing.
Yeah, this has been long-term. Like, you're talking like a Cowboys fan, and you're like, you just discovered that you're kind of bad. You're bad often. Like, you have some long stretches, and you can't hate on the Jaguars for that. I mean, at the same time, you can lose a couple games and still make a Super Bowl. It's proven by a lot of teams. I mean, I think about the Giants beat the Patriots each year. They didn't look like they should have been in the playoffs anyways.
Jaguars are not going to be that team, though.
But at the end of the day, the Jaguars just have to figure out right before playoffs and make it into the playoffs. You know what I mean? They just have to win enough games, get into the playoffs, and figure it out by then. And who knows? They're really young. Like, they still have some time. Like, dude, they're developing a culture and a team, dude. Half of them are 2 years in.
I mean, I get it, but also shitty.
Well, yeah. I mean, the rest of them are still shitty, but not that. I mean, I
don't think Texans aren't horrible. The Colts are like this weird team that. If AR-15
Texans aren't horrible, but literally the first couple of weeks we put them at the last bottom of the team. But then you're seeing the Jaguars who consistently been like 15, 16, if not a little higher, a worse team, a shitty team.
I didn't say they're worse. I just said I'm more surprised at how good the Texans are, and I'm surprised by how bad the Jaguars are.
Back me up, Chris. Help me out here.
I'm just enjoying this tug of war, this back and forth between you guys.
End it. Let's just end it and pull it over.
And of course, the shittiest team in that division, the Titans. They're bad, and they are doing a fire sale. They're trying to get rid of everybody. I wouldn't be surprised if Henry's gone. I wouldn't be surprised if even Burke's gone. I mean, he's young, so probably not. But like, Henry's leaving
And
Huh?
they get rid of the fucking Eagles. Like,
for
why
nothing.
do that,
Yeah,
bro? Are you
dude, twice now.
serious?
AJ Brown and come on, dude. Why are we giving these people why are we giving the Eagles more help? You don't need more help. Whatever. And then the last team in the AFC, the Raiders, Broncos, Chiefs, and Chargers.
That division's easily won by the Chiefs.
Yep, that division. The Chiefs could lose the rest of the fucking games. They'd still win that division. That's how bad that fucking team, that division is. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like, I don't know. I don't trust the Raiders, the Broncos, or the fucking Chargers to get another win the rest of the year.
Well, the Broncos.
Yeah, that's fair.
Too. Broncos about to get rid of Jerry Judy. I'm not surprised if they shop Russ right now. I bet you
shopping Russ.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think he's it, bro. I don't think anybody's gonna.
This was a failed experiment.
I'm still shocked. I did not know that, but I'm still shocked that he's on Seattle's contract still. Fucking the Broncos contract doesn't start until next year, right? Isn't that what you told me, Chris?
I don't think so. I thought he was now.
No, maybe he started this year, but I'm like shocked that the first 2 years in Denver was on the Seattle contract that was extended, and then they extended him further from that.
Okay, that might be right. That does sound vaguely familiar.
I think you told me last time.
Move on from him without trading him. I don't know. I don't know if cutting him is an option.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's pretty bad over there. Chiefs are the Chiefs, and the Chargers are. I don't know.
Getting on Justin Herbert, they're saying we put him in the category of a Patrick Mahomes, but what has he done to prove it? And I think that's kind of true. Well, I love Justin Herbert, but it's kind of crazy in that they made him this elite quarterback without him really proving anything that made him elite.
Wild how 2 quarterbacks this year got fucking paid and have both been pretty shitty, pretty bad. This year, Joey Burrow, the injury might have it might have been a
Justin Herbert. He has Kellen Moore in his ear.
True.
I mean, yeah. All right, now we're moving to your boys' conference. We've got the NFC West: Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks, and 49ers. 49ers look bad the last 2 weeks. What the fuck's that about?
They do, but they'll win the division, and Seahawks will make the playoffs.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
49ers losing the way they do, that's kind of shitty. I mean, it's shitty for them. They needed to get those W's, and get some decent, they could beat both those teams. The fact that they didn't beat those teams is insane. It just shows that they're vulnerable. And there's something that's happened the last 2 weeks that's worked. And if you're playing the 49ers and you're not watching those films, you're doing something wrong.
Yep. You need to do something right. The Rams are looking. Puka Nacua is fucking crazy.
The Rams
so good.
So close to winning. They're like what Matthew Stafford was for the Lions.
Yeah, I was going to say Stafford's got to feel like he's having deja vu right now.
Well, it sucks. We were so excited when he got a Super Bowl, and they still have a good team. Cooper Kupp looked like he didn't even miss a step, and they still.
I don't know. Cooper Kupp had 3 gnarly drops in our game, in his hand drops. I was like, "Whoa, Cooper! This isn't you as a player." I don't
technically, Puka Nacua is
the number one.
Outplaying him.
Yeah. Well, and then the
I wouldn't say on the number one, but he's outplaying him.
The Cardinals actually might be something when Kyler Murray gets back. They're pretty fucking good without Kyler Murray.
They better hope not.
They might be.
That would not be good for them. They don't want to pull a Steelers and end the season with a barely winning record.
Don't talk to me again like that.
The goal should be getting Kyler back to get comfortable, to get the rust off, to, get back into it, but they should still not want to win. Get some more draft picks because he needs a line. They need other guys. That teams can be very dangerous, but they need a line.
And James Conner's hurt right now, so there's not much you're really having.
Yeah, exactly.
Moving to the NFC. Oh, you got any more of that?
Oh, I just talking about the Seahawks, man. You just want to blow through them. I like them. Hey, shit, they're the hometown team, baby. Chill out.
Yeah,
they'll make the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, Gino has been the best thing for them. I almost think better than Russ because Russ was weird.
They're just like a wild card in that division. Like there'll be some weird teams that you didn't think they'd be, and then they lose to some teams that you didn't think they'd lose to. They're just not like they're inconsistent, but they're inconsistent in the opposite way.
Yeah, they're inconsistent, but keep winning.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, cool.
Now this one
NFC South. This is pretty shitty. Panthers, Falcons, Saints, and Bucks. Kind of.
Bucks are gonna win.
Did you see
You think
Desmond
Bucks
Ritter
win that division?
line touchdown by getting punched out?
What's
What?
that?
He was going in for a touchdown and he got the ball punched out like on the 1 yard line.
Who?
Desmond Ritter had the
No
ball
way. Oh yeah.
on the inside hand, and I forgot who knocked it out, but the dude just went poop and it came right out. All he had to do was like stretch it, switch hands,
Literally, and they
something,
lost.
bro, and that made him lose.
Can we talk about something though?
Good job.
How the fuck do you have a tummy ache and you don't fucking play?
Who's
Bijan
this?
Robinson. Bijan Robinson.
That's not what I heard. I thought it was his head.
All I know is when I looked at my fantasy team and I saw he had 0 points and 0 carries, and it was the third quarter, I said,
So
what
the thing
fuck?
is, I think why this is me being the conspiracy theorist. I think why they're saying it's his head because the NFL got on the Falcons for not saying like that because he was healthy. He wasn't questionable. He wasn't anything. He was healthy. So like they got on the Falcons for saying like, hey, why didn't this fucking person play?
Yeah.
Like what the he's not even questionable. He's saying he has 0 injuries. This is your star running back who's played an X amount of downs per game. What is
And
going
he was
on?
interviewed after the game in a very loud and bright locker room. So if he did have a migraine or a headache, what would he be doing in that loud ass locker room?
During the game, it was my stomach hurts. Per se, it was like he's not feeling well. It's like, what the fuck do you mean you're not feeling? Jordan dropped 55 when he had the flu. What do you mean? Like you're not feeling well?
That was
Yeah,
silly.
that's a weird
That made
situation.
me so mad because I lost actually in our fantasy league because of that. And at the same time, how the fuck do you just not tell like it doesn't even matter just from a game perspective. Like, what was that? What did that benefit you? How did that benefit you? It didn't benefit you. If it hurt you probably a little bit more than it even did anything else. But I got nothing else in the rest of the division. The Saints look like they're barely hanging on. Chris Olave just got arrested. So any quarterback, any wide receiver that works with Derek Carr somehow ends up with a drinking problem and a driving problem.
Luckily, he didn't combine the two on this time. But did you guys see his arrest video?
No.
It was really funny. It was funny just for one moment where he's like explaining himself, like, oh, I was just trying to get home. Bro was going 70 and a 35. He's like, I was just trying to get home and whatnot. But basically, once the officer told him that he was under arrest, he goes, I play for the Saints. And then the officer goes, and?
I got that ass.
Like, bro. You guys aren't playing well enough to get out of this.
What a dummy. But the rest of that division just looks like okay.
Yeah, I think you're right. The Bucks are gonna win. Baker's doing great. Good for him finding an actual offense that will allow him to do good.
Oh, don't count out the Saints yet.
Oh, yeah. We'll move to the illustrious NFC East.
Ooh, look at
Cowboys.
you with big words. Who
Whatever.
are you today?
Whatever. Cowboys, Eagles, Commanders. Didn't even stutter, bro. Cowboys, Eagles, Commanders.
I can't believe the Commanders let the fucking Giants beat them first off. Like,
what the fuck is that?
Bro, why are you going to let them get a dub?
Tyrod Taylor.
Don't. It's not even him. Anyways, that was annoying as fuck. The Commanders are look like ass and yet winning games, but then are losing the games that they should win. And then the Giants have been looking like ass and somehow pulled out a win. The Eagles are looking like the Eagles again. So they look a lot better this week than they did the previous week. So they did the opposite of what the 49ers did. They decided to come back and show out, played a better team, and then the 49ers got their ass beat, by the other team. True. So kind of crazy, but I still think this division is the Eagles. Love it, hate it, because I'm a Cowboys fan. But I think if we can get a couple wins on them, it'll get to our division. But we got to win those games, and it's competitive still. So it's one of those tough.
Cowboys, one of them.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to who wins your guys' divisional games.
Yep. And let's go Cowboys. Come on, guys. We got this.
And then the not so entertaining NFC North, Lions, Packers, Vikings, Bears.
Hey, I guess it's from someone's perspective.
From one
Very
person's perspective,
entertaining.
from a casual fan of your guys' conference, not an entertaining conference to look at, or not an entertaining division to look at.
I think it is super entertaining because it's a team that, dude, used to get shit on all the time.
No, I love watching the Lions. I'm talking
Okay.
about like,
I'll counter this. I'll give you that for the Bears and the Vikings, but the Packers are one of those teams where if you're not a fan of them, you usually hate them. So I think that they're entertaining in the fact that I think a lot of people who've just spent decades watching Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre are very entertained to see the Packers without a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Listen, I have my own grime with fucking Jordan Love. You guys know, 28 and 29. So I have my own thing. But
what's your grind?
He was fucking above Kenny Pickett in the thing. I understand Kenny Pickett's Kenny Pickett. I still don't like it. Okay. He hasn't fucking thrown a ball in the NFL and he's still above him. Whatever, dude. But yeah, the Lions win that division easily. The Vikings got a lucky win. This Atson guy, I don't know how the fucking Vikings keep doing it, but holy crap, he can play some football.
Yeah, that was his best game.
I mean, because they don't have JJ. Like, they need some of that. Like, he almost like solidified he could be a number one.
Right. And the Bears looked interesting with their backup quarterback.
Division 2 backup quarterback.
Yeah.
I was watching some guy on TikTok and he was like, this is what we need as our quarterback. He's like, look, what the fuck? We need some guy who looks like he might be in some domestic violence cases at Chicago Bears quarterback. And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Jeez.
They're like, what do you think Chicago is? And I was like, what is going on right now? But it was a funny TikTok. But
his dad was like a freaking pro arm wrestling thing. Can you believe that? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, did you see that video of him? I forget who he arm wrestled.
Some interviewer.
Yeah. He was a very entertaining guy, very charismatic. Like that was fun.
Like,
do we have any other divisions?
That's it.
Awesome.
And last but not least, Chris's favorite topic, fantasy football.
That is not my favorite topic.
I
did get my first win last week against Eric, and then I won again this week against Nick. So I don't know. You might see my team in douchebag start to make a bit of a run, guys. Just watch out. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Jay, you and I
look like the best team in this division. I'm undefeated still, 7 weeks in, 7-0, baby. How this is happening?
Good job.
No idea.
I have no idea how you're still 7. Your team has been like, you've gotten, yeah.
They're consistent. Like,
my team is scary because they can score so many fucking points.
Yeah.
I got really unlucky playing TJ and losing by 1 point. But in this league, do you want to hear my fantasy fucking grind this week? I was losing, had Brock Purdy and TJ Hawkinson. That was for you, Chris. TJ Hawkinson playing this week. I'm down by like 25 points. I come back. I'm winning by 3 points. And then some douchebag named Brock Purdy has to throw 2 interceptions in the last fucking quarter, and I lose by a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking. That's so heartbreaking. I lost by less than a point in one league this week, and it's another league I'm not doing well in. So it's just like, oh, of course.
How are you boys doing in Sleeper League?
Oh, I should have won this week. If I actually paid attention and set my lineup, I would have beat Eric.
Chris, fucking set your lineup, dude.
Well, I did this week.
I'm 4-3. I should have won last week, but I didn't because I didn't realize Devo is out.
Yeah, I didn't realize
I have too many damn leagues to fucking. I thought I got everyone out, and it was just the one league that I just didn't see it.
It was Zay Jones that got me.
I've still been doing good in our dynasty league. I think I'm up. I'm still number one. But
You're
I
5-2, number one.
lost last week to fucking Henry
Yeah,
because
that's rough.
Bijan Robinson decided not to play at all.
Mhm.
If he would have played a little bit, I would have won. But
Anything else, boys?
oh man,
Yes, I know we want to wrap up. I just want to do a little quick rant about this potential scandal at Michigan.
Oh my
I
god,
don't know if you guys know about this.
this is
Justin, I know does. I don't know if you know.
Oh, hey, listen, don't steal my signs.
Okay. So, first of all, sign stealing is not against the rules. How you go about it could be.
How they went about
now,
it.
first of all, hey, we don't know anything. Show
Hey.
me evidence. Don't tell me this guy bought a bunch of tickets to different games. Show me
He
evidence.
didn't. Maybe Michigan
for
did.
one, and for two, sign stealing has been going on. College football, college sports in general, especially basketball, but college football is basically FIFA. It is so corrupt. It is so shady. There is so much backdoor dealing and illegal things. And
Jerry
even
Sandusky.
this, well, that's off the field stuff, but I'm talking on the field scandals. But yes, both sides, it's so scandalous. But this is just so funny because this has been going on for years. All schools do it to some degree. Michigan's just doing it potentially a new way.
I like how you said potentially.
Well, you know, show me evidence. Show me evidence. And it's so rampant that if you look it up, you won't really find too many coaches willing to talk out against them. You may get there's one guy, the Florida State coach, was kind of like, oh, you know, if they did it this way, that's unethical. But for the most part, like Deion Sanders said, you could mail your entire game plan to the other team. They still got to beat it. Brian Kelly, who's the LSU head coach, who coached for like 20 years at Notre Dame, has every reason to hate Michigan and want to smash them, said that sign stealing has been around his entire career and he's never lost a single game and felt we lost this because our signs got stolen. But the biggest thing that I have against this is college football can fix this. They can stop it. They choose not to. And that is because, oh, we lost Alex. That is because they refuse to let these players have mics in their helmets. You can't steal signs if that's how you're communicating. Instead, college football insists on doing this whole stupid thing where they have posters on their sideline with all these different images, and they have the coaches doing these it's like they want signs to be stolen. So many guys in recent years have come out saying, put microphones in these players' helmets. Like, let's get rid of this. And year after year, the NCAA rejects it. And they say, nope, you're sticking to the posters with Barbie and race cars and different things on there to give your signals away. Like, you could watch several games on a team on TV and be able to steal some of their signs just because of how often they show the sideline before they show the play. It is very easy to sign steal in college. So if this is true, it's actually kind of frustrating because it's like, Michigan, what are you doing? Like, there's so many ways you can steal signs without having to send the people to these games. And this is the best team. Like, Michigan is a big program, but this is the most talented team that I've ever seen them have. JJ McCarthy is going to go down as the greatest quarterback in the history of the school. And whether they prove what they did or not, it doesn't matter. The court of public opinion has made them guilty. So anything they accomplish this year, whether it gets actually taken away by the NCAA or not, is going to be discredited by everyone. So that's just really disappointing. But again, at the end of the day, this can be fixed if the NCAA just embraces technology and gets with the times and puts microphones in these helmets. That's all I got to say about it.
Love the traditional side of it, but I understand what you mean. Well, just to close out, I think there's just one more thing to say. If you guys don't mind, I'd love to share this fun fact and or stat.
Ooh.
You ready? So this is in reference to ESPN fantasy football people, only
no.
2.3% of people remain undefeated. That's only 423,000,
okay.
and you're staring at one. That's a 2%er, baby. Fuck you. I'm glad I'm beating your asses. I continue to beat your asses. Go back-to-back champions. That's the goal. That's
I
the
can't wait to
I
play
remember the
you.
beginning of the year when you guys wanted to hate on me. Alex is my only competitor, and me and him have so much fun with it. And we don't even care because we're whooping everybody's ass. It's the
Just
easiest
wait.
thing, funnest thing. Guess what, Chris? I'm so happy to see you on the bottom of the list, baby. It is the funnest thing. That's all I have to say. Because
You're with McJam in the wives, bro. How the fuck did you get down there?
soulless,
Dude, honestly, across the board, this has been such a brutal year for me in fantasy. It's ugly across the board. Every single league, it's
you
not
cry
except for two. Except for two. I'm good in two. The rest, I'm absolutely bottom of the barrel.
You cry every night.
No, I just play with Charlie and I try not to think about it.
That's a good mentality.
Yeah, it is. I will have to say, Chris, this has been so fun. I've been watching the league again this year, by the way, guys, which is just funny. I don't know how we watched that show the first time. It's so crude and crazy.
Oh, I love it. I watch it
But,
every year.
it just makes me think how I'm having such a great year this year, and I want to rub it all your faces. And me and Alex are both we're so excited, but Chris, you're not even fun to talk to about it because you can't even get in the conversation.
See, I love this. I'm on a 2-game winning streak, dude. I'm on a 2-game winning streak. I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
Tied for ninth with a lot of people, and there's a lot of people who are 4-3. Like you are still
Exactly. I'm still in the mix to make the playoffs if my team can get it together.
What's crazy is me and Alex can lose the next 3 games and still remain 1-2.
Hey, that's fine. You're vulnerable at the top. Just remember
Yeah.
Not really, bro.
Me and Alex have been
Okay,
playing
we'll
see
see.
for a long time. This Rome wasn't built in a day, baby. This isn't lucky. This is skill. And
We'll
remember,
see.
we gave him all that shit for picking with his heart, and he actually picked with his gut. Look at him. This is a winner mentality when it comes to
Hey.
ESPN.
Oh, no. Alex is gonna fold.
Yes.
He will fold.
No, I will not. You fucking
Alex.
no.
I wish
Thank you.
star player injuries on the two of you.
Listen. I like playing Justin because iron sharpens iron, and when I play you, it's just like sad, you know.
Let's go. All right. On that note,
Okay.
hey, have a great
End this.
listening. We appreciate you. Alex, where can they follow us at? Because you have all the
You can
order.
follow us at the Three Amigos Podcast on all socials, TikTok, YouTube. And if you don't follow us, per the usual, fuck you. And boys, you have anything else to say before we get the fuck out of here?
And he did say the Three Amigos, Chris. I just wanted to let you know it's the Three Amigos podcast.
The Three Amigos.
No.
All right. Well, boys, have a wonderful night. See you next week.
Peace.